Hi, I know it has been a while I haven't uploaded an English episode regarding graduate and postgraduate studies. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 things out of so many things that I believe every researcher should stop doing them. My name is Hana Hakami. I am a master's in physiology and developmental biology and a PhD in cell biology. So let's start with the first thing that I believe every researcher should stop doing it. Please stop saying math and statistics is not for me, or I need help in statistics without working on your own knowledge in statistics. Work on your knowledge in the best way possible for you to gain a sufficient background in statistics, at least in the field of your research, at least the required aspects of statistics and mathematics related to your research project. Learn them that no one will fool you, or statistics itself abandon your analysis without being able to distinguish what is the right or the correct analysis for your dataset. If you need help in statistics and it is very urgent and you need time to learn, it's okay to consult professionals who know statistics very well related to your dataset and related to your research field. But don't leave it forever like that. There are so many websites offer even free courses in statistics. One of my favorite websites that I refreshed all my statistic knowledge and even learned more on it, it was Coursera. Try until you find out what is the best way for you to learn statistics and apply it on your datasets. There is a serious issue in science and scientific research about replicating results, which is very crucial. And one part of replicating the results is to apply the correct statistics for the data analysis. So take yourself, allocate the time required for you to learn more about statistics and mathematics. And even the best, if you learn some coding that will help you to analyze your data easier. Also, there are so many basic and advanced statistical courses the universities offer that even you can discuss that with your supervisor to see what is the best for you to go. If your supervisor is not really supportive toward this direction, I think you need to take the action by your own. The second thing I believe every researcher should stop doing is about designing superficially any research project and dive in a project that is not well designed. Unfortunately, too many research studies and projects are poorly designed. To avoid that, please stop replicating studies unless it's really meaningful when putting a project together. An example, I have seen so many supervisors and graduate students who are doing a project with the same drug or with the same data set but different populations, and they keep doing that forever, for years. There are some researchers after 10 years knowing them, every time I read an article, I can expect what is the next analysis, what is the next thing they are doing, and they end up almost with the same results. The quality of their research is diminished because they keep doing the same thing. They are not open to a new approach, to a new aspect, or they don't even value how much this kind of replicating will really add something important to the overall science. I have also seen too many graduate students and young researchers and even PIs who have been for long years in research who design the project and apply for funds, and even they get it, like sometimes huge funds for research projects are not mindfully well designed. The research project or the main idea is really a bright one, but when you come to the details, how it's designed and how the objects are addressed and analyzed, there is no really deep connection with what has been in the literature already and what has been published and why a certain object has to be analyzed through a certain tool. There is a lack of coherence between the objects and how they expected output would serve each other. The young researchers who are running these projects, they find themselves in a huge hole that they don't know how to lift up their data and put them together because of the poorly designed project. Also, I have seen so many graduate students who are really excellent researchers, but when they conduct their experiment, they never look around and dig deeply and to see if these experiments have been already done and the output they have been confirmed in the literature, and even if they obtain the data, they don't compare it to what have been in the literature and make the connection or look at the overall image. So finalize putting your project design only when you have enough read in the literature and enough communication with the field community. The third thing that I believe every researcher should stop doing is about writing the results without putting the whole truth about the data they obtained. I was told in some point during my PhD that if your data are 100%, about 30 to 50% of your data that you can publish, the rest that may not match your story of your research data. So what happened? After digging and taking my time, I really take my time to look at my data and see how they can be used with putting the whole truth together, not hiding something because it didn't match what I want or what I want to tell people. Or maybe the reviewer will tell me, oh, that doesn't make sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense because we still don't know the whole truth, but these are the data I have. I don't want to discard from something that this is part of the truth, part of the data I got because it doesn't match. That the data are the data, negative data are data, and positive data are data as well. So I believe it's very important that when you write your manuscript and try to present your results in a conference, in a society, in a journal, please tell the whole truth about your data. Include the outliers. And if you want to exclude the outliers, I believe is the most important critical part about the outliers that you mentioned, that you have these outliers, and after excluding them using a certain equation, you have to mention and even the reason why you wanted to exclude the outliers, and then put the data, because there are other researchers who may want to replicate the data, do something to establish a new direction in the field, and then they end up with data doesn't match what is in the literature. They got very confused because the whole truth wasn't told in a certain paper, or some part of the truth was hidden to put that beautiful story in such impact factor was designed for the data set. No, that doesn't work, because it will really make science and scientific research going in the wrong direction. Also, stop using the false description of your data. Just say what the results say, not what you assume. And if you are writing what you assume, you have to tell that. You have to mention clearly what you think comparing what the results are really telling, and what you are speculating, and based on what exactly that make you speculate this thing. Include the other facts that feed your speculations, and exclude personal thoughts that lack evidences or not based on scientific fact hinters as much as possible. The four things that I believe every researcher should stop doing is about judging in research field. Stop judging researchers and stop judging yourself as well. Life as a young researcher and an academic is incredibly stressful. So do not take things personally, and do research genuinely, patiently, and passionately. Take it a step a day. Help yourself and others to succeed to get qualified, not making them fail or turn their life into a hell. Stop bullying in its all means. Nobody was born qualified in anything in this life, so we have to gain it, right? So it is not easy, especially when it comes to international student or student with disabilities, or both of them together. Try to be gentle to yourself and to others as well. Stop these wars in research systems and wars for positioning for research careers in both academia and non-academia paths. I feel sorry that too many researchers finish their grad and postgrad studies successfully but drastically, where there are damages happened on their mental health and negative change happened to their well-being. The sad part where there are too many of these researchers who have been damaged don't know, or they don't even realize the amount of damage that happened to them. Even some researchers, they believe that to be qualified, you have to go through all the damage on you to gain a certain degree or a position at a young age of their research career development. And then guess what? So many of these researchers, they apply the same horrific experience that they have been through to others when they turn to be a PI or a supervisor on other new grad and postgrad students and young researchers. And the cycle go over and over and over. So there is a serious responsibility on every junior and senior researcher to break this cycle of making researchers' lives miserable. The fifth and last thing I'm going to mention in today's episode that I believe every researcher should stop doing is about your self-care. Stop taking from your sleep and break and health and well-being to finish your research studies, to finish your graduate and postgraduate studies and continue your life as a researcher. It's not sustainable anyway. You cannot do that forever. And even if you do it for a short time, it will cause a damage on you definitely. So again, stop taking from your sleep and rest. And when you need to sleep more, just do it. Mind your own happiness and mind your own business in science and scientific research. Taking care of yourself is a priority. So stop postponing your self-care and know this very well. Evening is time to rest. Night is time to sleep. In the morning when you wake up, you deserve the best morning routine before you go to work. The weekend is a weekend to rest, relax, and recharge, not to overwork again. I did that, and I don't recommend anyone to do it. Do not allow yourself to be miserable for the rest of your life. Because you abandon yourself for a certain period, then it's very difficult to make up again. And even if you make up, I'm not saying it's not possible. It's possible always to make up, but when you make up, the damage happen on you, it will affect you emotionally. It's kind of trauma. It will be stored inside your body, inside your brain, inside your emotions. Avoid being overloaded, overstimulated by what's around you every single day. These are my messages for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something very important for your research life and research career development. If you like the contents of this episode, please give it the thumb up, share it with friends and family, subscribe to my channel, and write in the comment section your opinion. I value you, so thank you so much for watching, and see you soon in another episode. Take care.